What's up everyone, and welcome back to the SkillCapped mid-patch update tier list for 11.12. In today's video, we'll be updating you on the state of the meta thanks to the help of our challenger players and analyzing the most recent data. Mundo rework has been live for a couple days now, so what are everyone's initial opinions? Other than needing some fine-tuning, I think Riot did a pretty solid job. W definitely feels a little underwhelming at the moment, so hopefully Riot looks into that. A hint of extra skill expression with E and W were nice touches while managing to keep the core theme intact. Do you like the rework? Are you opposed to it or just neutral? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. For all your meta and educational content needs, you've come to the right place, so if you're new here, don't forget to drop a sub. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Top lane reworked Mundo has slotted into an A tier position after his release, which was about where we predicted he'd land. Once played optimally and the best build surface, we can see Mundo contesting for an S tier position in the coming patches. We'll go more in depth on the best Mundo build in our sleeper OP champs and builds video, so watch out for that. Warmogs is extremely underrated right now, so if you're not building it already, then look to do so. Matchup wise, Mundo struggles most against Gwen, so banning her out is important. There are definitely better top lane carries, but if you're looking to pick up Mundo, he's a good A tier option. It's a really sad patch for Renekton mains as the champion has fallen even further in strength for solo queue. Renekton has seen nothing but nerf after nerf in Season 11 and has become one of the worst tops for 11.12. Prior to his nerfs this patch, Renekton was still in a playable state, but we definitely recommend staying away now. Renekton will be dropped from B down into C tier as one of the worst tops in the game. Despite the minor Wukong nerfs, he continues to dominate in OP tier, which isn't much of a surprise. Divine Black Cleaver combo is extremely broken at the moment, so another nerf will be needed to drop Wukong down a tier. If your main goal is to climb, then the Monkey King should continue to be a priority in your champion pool. For a quick update on Nasus, he's faring just fine after the nerf to his passive. Although Nasus' sustain is slightly weaker, the nerf ends up rather negligible, so we continue to rate Nasus very highly, especially for the lower ranks. Divine and Frozen Heart were just buffed, and is such a nasty 2-item spike for Nasus, which has increased his strength tremendously. Wukong, Set, and Shen will each hold down a spot in our OP tier. Other than Renekton dropping down a tier, there is no significant movement midway through the patch. Gnar was another top laner who saw a direct nerf, but it really hasn't phased him at all. Top 3 low elo picks are Wukong, Malphite, and Nasus, while the best bans are Set, Wukong, and Gwen. 11.13 onward will be huge for top lane as Stridebreaker is being overhauled and a new split push item may be introduced. This is really the calm before the storm as the top lane meta could see a major shakeup very soon. We'll keep you informed as to how everything unfolds, so be sure to subscribe to stay completely updated. And remember, if you want to improve fast and get the rank you've always wanted, then check out our hyper improvement system at SkillCapped.com. We have professional courses by the top players, Smurf commentaries where a challenger player walks you through how to climb out of every rank from Iron to Diamond, and we upload tons of new exclusive guides to our website each week. In fact, we're so confident you'll improve using our system that if you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using SkillCapped, you can claim a full refund, so there's no risk. What are you waiting for? Check out SkillCapped.com and get the rank you've always wanted. Link in the description below. 11.11 was the final hurrah for Udyr as the 11.12 nerfs have set forth the killing blow. The base damage from Phoenix Stance was the reason tank Udyr could thrive, and with the nerf taking a huge chunk away from it, Udyr is struggling to find any footing. It seems as if the more optimal playstyle revolves around Tiger Stance with a Divine Sunderer Rush. Tank Udyr is pretty dead now, so we would recommend to build more damage-oriented or stay away completely. Udyr is placed in B tier as an average jungle pickup. As Udyr falls, Hecarim rises and is back in a respectable carry state for 11.12. Hecarim is definitely not as busted as he was a few patches back, which is a good thing, but he's now worth picking up again as a strong carry option. Heck has seen multiple buffs over the last 2 patches combined with Divine Sunderer seeing buffs, which has pushed him back into meta. A tier is where Hecarim lands on our tier list midway through 11.12. One jungler we need to highlight who's extremely strong but on the underrated side is Zac. Jungle changes, direct buffs, and Warmog's buff have all led to Zac slingshotting up in priority. If you haven't tried the build of Frostfire and Warmogs, then you're missing out. All the health synergizes so well with Zac's kit, and the Warmog's buffs makes it way more viable as a second purchase. Zac lands in our S tier as one of the top junglers of the patch. For an update on Jarvan, after his buff to W, he's quietly back in a good spot and worthwhile to pick up for 11.12. Shaving 3 seconds off Jarvan's shield is really impactful when you reach those mid-game teamfights. The core build of Gore Drinker into Sterix offers a great deal of survivability, and he becomes even more difficult to take down after the W buff. As a strong early ganker, the jungle changes from a few patches back were very positive for Jarvan. He's not on the same level as someone like Xin Zhao, but if you're looking for an alternative with a heavy focus on the early game, Jarvan can fit the bill. A tier is where Jarvan fits into our tier list. Once again, the OP jungle picks include Kha'Zix, Xin Zhao, and Shaco. The Mundo rework has seen him succeed quite well as a top laner, but we can't say the same for jungle. Mundo is pretty atrocious in the jungle right now, and that may even be putting it lightly. The first clear is terrible, which leaves zero incentive to pick him up. Hopefully, Riot issues a buff or two in the coming patches for those that enjoy playing Mundo in the jungle. For the time being, Mundo will be placed in our C tier. The best low elo picks for jungle are Warwick, Xin Zhao, and Fiddle. Shaco, Ka, and Shin are all really good ban options. The reemergence of AD Katarina has propelled her up the tier list for 11.12. Players have caught on to the buff Divine Sunderer build and are seeing amazing results. Divine Sunderer Rush into Titanic Hydra 2nd is what has started taking off as the patch progresses. Blade of the Ruined King isn't a bad option either, but this health stacking build has proven to be even more lethal. You grab a Steric's 3rd item and turn into an assassin tank. Due to all the AD scaling in Katarina's kit, along with her passive proccing on hit effects, the build can work wonders. Kat will Shunpo from S into OP tier for our mid-patch update. The nerf to Talon W has turned out very minor. Bruiser Talon is becoming more and more popular, and with Prowler's Claw being nerfed in 11.13, the Gore Drinker into Cleaver build will become even more insane. Continue abusing Talon while you can, as he'll remain a strong S-tier mid laner. If you have enjoyed playing Ziggs in the past but have kept him on the sidelines due to his weaker state, then it's time to unbench him for 11.12. It's strange saying this, but Ziggs is actually one of the stronger mages of the meta. Mage itemization has been pretty dodgy in Season 11, combined with a few other factors, have led to picks like Orianna, Syndra, Cassio, and Zoe falling in priority drastically. The Ziggs buffs have been enough to launch him past those champs in strength for solo queue. As expected, based on our pre-patch analysis, Ziggs find themselves a spot in A tier. Breaking down our complete mid lane tier list, we have Katarina, Rumble, Zed, and Sylas as the most broken picks of 11.12. Assassins and fighters continue to dominate the meta, while most mages take the back seat. As per usual, we have Diana, Malz, and Annie as the best champs for low elo, while Katarina, Sylas, and Zed are the 3 best bans. As long as you haven't been hiding under a rock, you'd be well aware that Ezreal has absolutely catapulted up in strength. Ez is on a whole nother level compared to the rest of the competition, so he'll lock down the only OP tier position. It would be rather shocking if Ezreal wasn't nerfed in some way, shape, or form in 11.13, so if you want some freelo, now is the time to acquire it. In short, Divine buffs, Frozen Heart buffs, and Ezreal direct buffs have compounded together, turning Ezreal into a broken ADC. Kai'Sa's had a really great run in Season 11 as a top-tier AD carry, but that supremacy has finally been taken away in 11.12. Slowly but surely, with many other ADCs receiving buffs and Kai'Sa being hit with multiple direct nerfs, her strength has dropped a considerable amount. Q nerfs this patch were the nail in the coffin. If you're a Kai'Sa main and want to continue playing her, you can still make it work, but she'll be placed in B tier as an average pickup. On the contrary, Draven has been on the weaker side in Season 11, but has finally found himself in a great spot for 11.12. The direct buff to Q is treating Draven extremely well, and as these other ADs like Kai'Sa, Varus, Tristana, and Jinx have all been nerfed in some way over the past couple patches, Draven is seeing much better results. Draven will be bumped from A into S tier for our mid-patch update. So for our AD carry tier list, Ezreal is on top of the meta, and many picks follow just below as very strong S tier options. Ziggs as a bot lane carry is pretty insane now for 11.12 after his buffs, so it would be a great idea to add him as a pocket pick. Kai'Sa and Varus have dropped down to B tier as a result of their nerfs, while Lucian, Aphelios, and Xayah continue to rot in C tier. Riot has made countless changes to Aphelios over the past couple patches, but they've led to very minimal positive results. Despite the intended buffs, Aphelios' win rate has actually dropped even lower, which is quite insane. Best low elo marksmen are Veigar, MF, and Sivir, while the best bans are Ezreal, Vayne, and Jhin. To round everything out with support, a new off-meta pick that's begun to emerge as of recent is Veigar. We'll be taking an in-depth look at Veigar support during our Sleeper OP video for 11.12, so be on the lookout for that. A new tanky build with an E max is the strategy, leading to much more success. Veigar will shoot up into A tier as a strong support option. Lulu and Senna will continue to hold down the OP tier positions for support. There are so many amazing carry supports to choose from. If you like an aggressive hard engage style, then Leona, Thresh, and Naut are all top tier. Enchanters like Karma, Lulu, and Soraka are all in solid spots. The best hard carry mage support is Zyra, thanks to her buffs from 2 patches back, and is our #1 recommendation for lower elos. Brand and Leona are also godlike for low elo. The best bans of the patch are Leona, Thresh, and Lulu. And remember, if you want to improve fast and get the rank you've always wanted, then check out SkillCapped.com, link in the description below. Alright, you guys should now have a perfect read on the meta midway through 11.12. We'll be back again in a week's time to update you on the 11.13 tier list, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks so much for watching, good luck in solo queue, and have a great day.